So the first thing to understand is that to say that I have a certain deficiency and I can't help it is at least this dust of kfirah. If not kfirah mamash, it's dust of kfirah. Meaning, it's saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created you just to sin. What is this like? Baruch Hashem, everybody here has parents. And I'm assuming everybody here knows that their parents love them. Now, every normal parent that's a human being, not a divine being, human being, is never going to give something, give a task, give an obligation to their child if they know for sure that the child cannot do it. Meaning, there's no parent in the world that will tell their 5-year-old kid to lift an 18-wheeler truck over his head. Why? Because that would mean that the parent hates the kid because he's setting up the kid to fail. He knows that the kid cannot lift an 18-wheeler truck over his head. So why even bother telling him to do it? So that means that if the parent knows that the kid can't do something, he's not going to obligate the kid to do it. He's not going to say, either lift the 18-wheeler car or the airplane over your head, or I'm going to punish you. He's not going to do that. Why? Because he knows that there's no way that the kid can achieve this. Needless to say, if the parent, which is the creation, knows not to treat his child this way, the creator, the real Abba in Shamayim, is also not going to do this to his son or his daughter. He's never going to tell you, do something that you really can't do. If he says in the Torah, you're not allowed to be angry, that means that you have the possibility, the ability to not be angry. That doesn't mean that it'll be easy for you, because you could have a predisposition of anger. You could be an angry person. I myself am an angry person. Moshe Rabbeinu was an angry person, le'avdil. I could be the dust of Moshe under Moshe Rabbeinu, maybe. But the point being that Moshe Rabbeinu, as we learned last week, Moshe Rabbeinu was born with the worst midot in the world. All of the bad midot that exist, Moshe Rabbeinu had them. The reason why he became Moshe Rabbeinu, Or HaChaim HaKadosh says, is because he fixed his midot. He overcame his midot because of his Yirat Shamayim. That's what Or HaChaim HaKadosh says. So now, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, don't be angry, don't be stingy, don't be arrogant, don't be this, don't be that, be this, be that, okay? So that means that you can do it, even though it's hard for you. So, if he says that you can do it, that means you can. Does it mean it's easy? No. But that's why there's a reward for it. So how do you do it? You have to learn about it. You have to learn that it's not good to be angry. You have to learn how to overcome your anger. You have to learn how to control your anger. And that takes some time. There are many, many Sfarim in the Torah that discuss these issues of how to work on each and every single midah. Unfortunately, most of them are in Hebrew, but nonetheless, there are literally millions of Sfarim. Millions of Sfarim discussing different aspects of the Torah. You could start reading today and read 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 1,000,000 years, and you still would not finish the Sfarim that are in this world today. That's how many Sfarim there are available for Am Yisrael. Point being, there are surely Sfarim that will teach you how to overcome your anger. One of the most critical things to learn is Musar. Why? Because Musar is overall character development that will teach you how to soften your character and how to control yourself and how to not be an animal that acts on impulse. Animals act on impulse. Human beings are supposed to act based on what they think, based on what their brain says they're supposed to do, not based on what their impulse and what they feel like doing. So, when a person learns Musar, a person develops their character, softens themselves, realize he has to be more kind, realize he has to be more gentle, realize he has to be more patient, he's going to learn different tools of how to do it. A few simple tools that you can do right away, that tomorrow, already tomorrow, you're less angry. Already tomorrow. Some things will take you a long time, but already tomorrow you could be less angry. Number one, before you say anything, if you're naturally an angry person, before you respond to everyone, if somebody said something to you that mamash makes your blood boil, like instead of answering him, you rather take his head and put it on a pedestal, make it maybe a camera or something. Before you answer him, say, Let me get back to you in a minute. Wait 1 minute. 1 minute. Look at your watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 60 seconds. Guess what? In 60 seconds, you're already at least 50% less angry. Why? You waited. It gave you enough time to digest the information, realize it may not necessarily be as bad as it sounded, realize that maybe you shouldn't respond that way, realize that there are people watching, realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching, realize that it's wrong to do this. You're realizing a lot of things in a minute. Automatically, you do this, you're much less angry. Much less angry. At least 50% less angry. 2, don't be so sensitive. Don't take things so seriously. If somebody called you a name, so what? Remember, in the end, they're going to become lunch for the worms and the maggots. Why do you care about their opinion so much? People get offended by people's comments all the time. Oh, you said this about me. So what? He said this about you. So what? He's going to be lunch. He's going to be a McDonald's sandwich one day for the maggots. What do you care about his opinion if he calls you names? If he's a good person, he's a tzaddik, and he said something to you that's awful, that means there's something wrong with you. Not him. But if he's an awful person, and he's calling you names, she's calling you names, why do you care about their opinion? 3rd, and last one, you should know that the Mekubalim say in the Reshit Chokhmah and several other places that someone that takes an insult and does not respond becomes partners with Hashem. Ve'olam omed al blima. Just like in the Sefer Eov, HaKadosh Baruch Hu talks to Eov, and Eov says, this world, he has complaints and so on and so forth, but then the book of Eov says, what is the world standing on? Ha'olam omed al blima, on nothing. There's nothing that's holding the globe, keeping it spinning at 1,600 miles per hour approximately. Where if it would stop spinning, we're in a lot of trouble. Where if it spun the other way, we're in even more trouble. Where if it went 1 degree closer to the sun, we're all going to burn to death. If it goes 1 degree further from the sun, we're all going to freeze to death. Meaning, what is this globe, this sphere that's spinning in the same place at 1,647 miles per hour? What's doing it? Nothing. Other than HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's no pole that's holding it. You go try to spin a basketball on your finger. You may be able to do it, but guess what? You're going to have to keep moving it on your own. If you stop after a while, the basketball is going to fall. And either way, you're going to have to hold it with your finger at least. Something's going to have to hold it. The globe that's much, much bigger than the basketball, nothing's holding it other than the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you can't say it's gravity. There's no gravity. So now, Hashem says, the world stands on nothing, meaning I'm holding the world. But who helps me, if you will? If you will, who helps me hold the world? Someone that acts like me. Who acts like me? Someone that's insulted and doesn't respond right away. Doesn't respond at all. Why? People insult Hashem 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, since the beginning of creation, and unfortunately probably until the end. There are people that have entire websites against Hashem. There are people that have entire lifestyles that are against Hashem. There are people that literally say they believe in God, but they have Buddha statues in their living room. There are people that go against Hashem actively. Hashem doesn't respond to them right away. He gives them a freedom of choice. He let them do whatever they want to do. Eventually they're going to have to pay the bill. But he gives them the opportunity to make the right or the wrong decision. He says, if you act like me, you don't respond to your wife after she insults you, you don't respond to your husband right after he gives you a reason to respond to him because he's insulting, you don't respond, you're like me. You'll be my partner, you're holding up that second that the world is spinning is because of you. So that's the third thing that you should know. When you're angry and you don't respond, you actually have a very, very precious merit. We should all say thank you to you because the world stood because of you. And there are many, many zgulot, people that, many stories of people that had miracles performed in their life because they got a blessing from someone that contains their anger. Someone that's insulted publicly and doesn't respond. If you ever see it, you go to him, you ask him, please, you ask her, please give me a bracha. Why? You're partnered with Hashem. Please give me a bracha. There's a very famous story. Rav Kanievsky told the guy, only way you're going to have kids is if you get a blessing from somebody who doesn't respond after somebody insults him. This guy says, I'm going to find somebody like this. He goes, if you want, Hashem's going to send it to you. One day he went to a wedding, and one of the people that came there got insulted like mamash, something disgusting. The guy was cursing him, insulting him, and he wasn't responding. Everybody thought he was going to lose his mind, probably kill the other guy. Not responding. He's going on and on and on and on and on. After the guy finished his steam, few minutes of insulting this guy, he stopped, waiting for the guy to respond. As he was about to respond, this guy that hasn't had a kid in his life, he's waiting for a kid for 15 years, never had a kid, jumped in front of you on his knees. Please, don't respond, please, don't respond. He goes, who are you? What do you want from me? I don't even know you. He goes, no, please, I beg you, don't respond to him. Don't respond to him, I'll do anything. But, okay, fine, I won't respond. What do you want from me? Why? He goes, okay, now give me a blessing. What? Me give you a blessing? He goes, please give me a blessing. I'm going to have a kid. I said, okay, Bezat Hashem, you're going to have a kid. He had a kid that year. He goes, why'd you say it? He goes, Rav Kanievsky told me that's his gula. You find somebody that's publicly insulted and doesn't respond, go ask him for a bracha. Why? They're partners with Hashem. That's what Sfarim HaKadoshim say.